AIGA for telling my girlfriend to stop complaining about her weight. I, 32M, have been with my girlfriend Lana, 32F, for 3 years. From the time we met, Lana has been overweight, but her weight has never bothered me. She was beautiful when we met, and she remains beautiful to me today. However, over the course of our relationship, she has gained more weight. About 6 months ago, Lana had a checkup with her doctor, who expressed concerns about her weight. He recommended that she lose around 40 pounds to get back to a healthier range. At first, I offered to help, as I had successfully lost 70 pounds years ago, but Lana declined, saying she wanted to try on her own. After a month of attempting to lose weight, without success, Lana asked for my help. I gave her my old fitness tracker and a meal tracking spreadsheet that I had used during my own weight loss journey. We began walking daily, preparing healthy meals together, and monitoring her progress. For a while, it was great. She lost 15 pounds in 2 months, and I was so proud of her. It even felt like our efforts were bringing us closer as a couple. But after those 2 months, Lana started slipping back into old habits. She stopped walking with me, abandoned the fitness tracker, and refused to log her meals. She said she didn't need the spreadsheet anymore, claiming it was my way of trying to control her eating habits. This hurt because I had only shared the tools she asked for, and I never monitored her usage. Soon enough, Lana regained the weight she had lost, plus an extra 10 pounds. She began complaining constantly about her clothes not fitting, about feeling unattractive, about being out of breath, and about feeling sick from overeating. Every time I tried to suggest ways to help her, she accused me of being controlling or dismissed my efforts entirely. At a recent dinner with friends, she even made a joke about me trying to stop her from eating the food she loves, which was both untrue and unfair. After that, I decided to step back completely. Yesterday, while getting ready to visit my parents for dinner, Lana tried on a shirt I had bought her months ago. It didn't fit, and she started lamenting loudly about how fat she'd become and how people would judge her. I had reached my breaking point. I snapped and said, "Will you please stop talking about your weight until you're ready to actually do something about it?" She burst into tears, grabbed another shirt, and drove off in my car. I stayed home, called my parents to cancel dinner, and ordered pizza. An hour later, my mom called to tell me that Lana had shown up at their house in tears, telling them what I said. My mom said I needed to apologize because Lana was clearly sensitive about her weight. I told her I wasn't going to apologize because my frustration had been building for months. My dad also called, saying I was a jerk and needed to make things right, but I refused. As of now, Lana hasn't contacted me, and I haven't reached out to her either. While I feel bad that things escalated, I don't regret what I said. I'm frustrated because I've been trying to support her, but her constant complaints without taking action are exhausting. Now I'm second-guessing myself because of my parents' reactions. Was I too harsh? Am I the a-hole? Commentary. This situation is tricky. On one hand, your frustration is understandable. Supporting someone who repeatedly refuses help and complains can be exhausting. On the other hand, your words were harsh, and Lana clearly feels hurt. You might consider reflecting on whether there's a kinder way to address the issue while maintaining your boundaries. The key is to balance compassion with honesty, being supportive without enabling unproductive behavior. The original story. In a heated relationship struggle, Opie found himself at odds with his girlfriend Lana. She had been vocal about her dissatisfaction with her weight, often complaining, but refusing to take action to address it. Whenever Opie tried to support or encourage her, she accused him of being controlling and shut down any attempts he made to help. Frustrated by the ongoing cycle, Opie eventually snapped and told Lana, "I don't want to hear another word about how fat you are." Not as a cruel remark, but as an expression of his frustration. Instead of discussing the matter openly, Lana twisted the narrative. She lied to Opie's parents, claiming he had outright called her too fat and accused him of refusing to help her in any way. This blatant misrepresentation upset Opie deeply, especially since it painted him as a villain to his own family. Despite clarifying what he had actually said, his parents still seemed to side with Lana, leaving him feeling betrayed and misunderstood. Encouraged by community advice, Opie decided not to immediately end the relationship, but instead confront Lana and attempt a civil discussion. However, things quickly spiraled further out of control. The update: after their argument, Lana left for Opie's parents' house without informing him. The next evening, realizing he needed his car, Opie had a friend, Mark, drive him over to retrieve it. He tried calling Lana multiple times, but she ignored his calls. When he finally arrived at his parents' house, they informed him she had just left with his car. Frustrated and left with no choice, Opie sent a stern text, warning Lana that if the car wasn't returned immediately, he'd involve the police. Shortly after, Opie received a notification from his doorbell camera. Lana had returned home, and the car was back in the driveway. Relieved, Opie asked Mark to drive him back, thinking the ordeal was over. But upon arriving home, he discovered that Lana had latched the inner lock on the door, deliberately locking him out of his own house. Standing at the door, Opie called out to Lana, asking her to let him in. Her response was cold and cruel. F*** off. That was a final straw. At that moment, Opie decided the relationship was over. Determined to regain control of the situation, Opie climbed over the back fence and luckily found the back door unlocked. Once inside, he confronted Lana and firmly told her she had until the evening to pack her things and leave. Surprisingly, Lana didn't put up a fight. She quietly packed a bag, and within an hour, a friend arrived to pick her up. The aftermath: the next morning, Lana began calling and messaging Opie, apologizing and pleading for another chance. However, Opie was resolute. There would be no reconciliation. He sent her a clear message. Her belongings would be packed and ready for pickup, but she was no longer welcome in his home. To make matters worse, Opie started receiving messages from mutual friends, accusing him of being the bad guy in the breakup. Realizing Lana had likely twisted the story again, Opie decided to set the record straight and share the truth. Thankfully, Opie had no legal or financial ties to Lana that could complicate the separation. He now plans to move forward and avoid further entanglement with someone who, as he put it, showed repeated red flags throughout their relationship. Final thoughts. This breakup serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of honesty, mutual respect, and communication in any relationship. Opie recognized that Lana's manipulative behavior and refusal to take accountability were toxic, and by standing his ground, he chose to prioritize his peace and well-being. Sometimes, walking away is the only way to truly move forward. Story 1. Update on the breakup. After speaking with my parents about the recent breakup, they expressed sympathy for my situation, but haven't acknowledged the stance they took or the comments they made to me last night. I've decided to give it a few days before addressing the matter with them again. This will give me time to cool off and approach the conversation with a clear mind. Looking back, I believe she managed to manipulate them. Up until now, she had always seemed so dependable. It was completely out of character for her to act this way. Still, I'm their son and have always been reliable myself, so she must have put on quite the performance. For now, I'll be staying at home and getting the locks changed to secure the place. Thank you for the advice and support. It's reassuring to hear that standing my ground was the right move. After 3 years, I now see her for who she truly is, a manipulative individual. I'm definitely better off without her. Here's to moving forward and building a better future. Story 2. Aikie for refusing to cook my boyfriend's dinner? This post comes from user mother, ad1658, who shared the following situation. I, 26F, have been with my boyfriend, 28M, for 2 years. We live together. And I'm usually the one who cooks because I genuinely enjoy it and, honestly, I'm better at it. My boyfriend, let's just say boiling water, is his culinary masterpiece. Last night, he came home from work, dropped onto the couch, and barely acknowledged me when I asked how his day was. Just a grunt, like I was his roommate. Fine, I let it slide. But around 7 p.m. he asked, "What's for dinner?" I told him I hadn't started cooking yet, because I'd been busy cleaning the house and doing laundry all day. His response? A scoff, followed by, "Well, I've been working all day. Can't you just throw something together?" That rubbed me the wrong way. Yes, he works a 9 to 5 job, but I work as a freelancer from home and handle about 99% of the housework. I told him he could figure out dinner himself. He got pouty, saying he was too tired and didn't know what to make. I suggested takeout, but he didn't want to spend money. In the end, I stood my ground and didn't cook. He had cereal for dinner and spent the rest of the night slamming cupboards and sighing dramatically. This morning, he made a snide comment like, "Guess I know where I stand now." And honestly, it made me wonder, was I too harsh? I get that he's tired, but so am I. I'm not his personal chef. Verdict: not the a-hole. Here's why. Your boyfriend is a grown man and fully capable of feeding himself. If he's too tired to cook, he could opt for something simple like ramen, soup, or even a sandwich. You already take on the bulk of the housework while managing your job, so his expectation that you'll cook for him on demand is unfair. This is a partnership, not a one-sided arrangement. He could also step up by helping with chores to give you more time to cook if it's something you enjoy. A serious conversation about dividing responsibilities is overdue. He needs to contribute more to your shared home than just a paycheck. Community reaction. One commenter, Yiha Mima, made an excellent point. Whenever someone complains about their partner not doing basic chores, I always wonder, what would they do if they were single? Would they starve because no one's there to cook for them? Would they go without clean clothes because they were too tired to do laundry? Only parents owe care to children. No one else is entitled to home-cooked meals or laundry service on demand. The community overwhelmingly agrees. You're not in the wrong here. Stand your ground and make it clear that a relationship requires mutual effort. Caspian 4136 points out that it sounds like your boyfriend had a long day at work and was exhausted when he got home. But being tired isn't an excuse to act like a child about everything. It seems like it's time for an honest discussion about splitting responsibilities fairly. Not necessarily a rigid schedule, but a mutual understanding that you shouldn't be the one cooking dinner every night, especially since you work too. Many people mistakenly believe working from home means lounging on the couch all day, but that's far from reality. OP responds, "I've tried bringing up the idea of dividing chores more equally, but he insists that he works so hard and wouldn't be able to do them properly. I don't think he sees my job as difficult, because I don't work in an office or make as much money as he does." Pixian adds, "Everyone sucks here, though your boyfriend is mostly at fault for being lazy, selfish, and rude. However, you contributed to this dynamic by allowing it to happen, so you bear a little responsibility. Are you his maid, his cook, his mother? Stop enabling this behavior. Work toward a balanced partnership. If he's unwilling to change, it might be time to reconsider the relationship entirely." OP responds again, "Thanks for your perspective. I think I should have pushed harder for equal responsibilities, but I was afraid of being seen as a gold digger since he earns more. He has a more respectable job than me and definitely makes more money." Perfect Ring 3489 chimes in saying, "You're not the problem here. His attitude is the issue, and honestly, it's a red flag. If I were you, I'd seriously reevaluate this relationship." OP's reflection. "Now that I think about it, there have been times when he's belittled my job. Once, when he was stressed about an upcoming deadline, he said he wished he had my job because it must be so easy just hanging out at home and getting a paycheck. The community overwhelmingly agreed that OP wasn't the one at fault. Most advised her to either have a serious discussion about the imbalance or leave if things didn't improve. The update. Hi everyone, I wanted to share an update after reading all your comments. First, Thank you to everyone who gave advice, even the tough love. It really made me think. After reflecting on everything, I decided to have a serious conversation with my boyfriend about how I'd been feeling. I told him I felt overwhelmed managing almost all the cooking, cleaning, and housework on top of my freelance job. I explained it wasn't fair for me to shoulder the majority of responsibilities just because I work from home. Unfortunately, he didn't take it well. He got defensive, saying things like, "You're making a big deal out of nothing," and "I work harder, so it makes sense for you to handle the rest." Hearing that really hurt. It made me realize he doesn't respect the work I do, whether it's my job or the effort I put into taking care of our home. I calmly explained that I wasn't asking him to do everything, just to meet me halfway. But instead of understanding, he doubled down. He argued that since he pays more of the bills, he shouldn't have to change anything. That was my breaking point. I realized I deserved a partner who sees me as an equal and is willing to share the load, both emotionally and practically. So, I ended the relationship. It wasn't an easy decision. 2 years is a long time, but deep down, I knew it was the right one. Short-term heartbreak is better than staying in a relationship where my contributions are undervalued. When I told him, he didn't cry or beg me to stay. Instead, he accused me of being too harsh and claimed he didn't realize I felt this way, despite me bringing it up before. I think he just never believed I'd actually leave. For now, I'm still at the apartment until I can move out, but he's been ignoring me. It's awkward, but I already feel lighter knowing I'm no longer trapped in this dynamic. Thank you all for giving me the courage to stand up for myself. It's been tough, but I know I made the right choice. Here's to hoping for a brighter, more balanced future. Final thoughts. It's clear OP made a difficult but empowering decision. It's not easy to leave a long-term relationship, but recognizing your worth and advocating for fairness is crucial. Best wishes to OP as she starts this new chapter on her own terms.